Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese, Ghostly Tales from Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you two short stories. The first story is titled, Repaying Debt as a Donkey. Mr. Li Zhuming has always been generous and willing to give alms. Once, there was a fellow villager working for him at his home. This fellow villager had been wandering around since childhood, lazy by nature, unwilling to engage in farming, and gradually falling into poverty. However, he had some skills and could do odd jobs, so Mr. Li Zhuming, out of friendship, would give him more rewards than other hired workers. Sometimes, when the fellow villager ran out of rice to cook in the morning, he would plead with Mr. Li Zhuming to borrow some grains, and Mr. Li Zhuming would always give him some to ease his urgent need. One day, the fellow villager said to Mr. Li Zhuming, "I rely on your generous assistance every day to feed my family of 3 or 4 and prevent them from starving, but this cannot be sustained for long. Please lend me a bag of green beans as capital." Mr. Li Zhuming gladly agreed and immediately ordered his servant to fetch the green beans for him. The fellow villager took the green beans, but more than a year later, he had not repaid a single bit. When Mr. Li Zhuming inquired about it later, he found out that the capital from that bag of green beans had vanished without a trace. Feeling sorry for his poverty, Mr. Li Zhuming let the matter slide and didn't pursue the debt. Later, in order to have a quiet environment for reading, Mr. Li Zhuming lived in a temple. After more than 3 years had passed, one day he suddenly dreamt that the fellow villager had come to the temple. The fellow villager said to him, "I have come to repay the green bean money I owed you." Mr. Li Zhuming comforted him, saying, "If I really wanted you to repay, the amount you owe me altogether would be impossible to calculate." The fellow villager, with a sorrowful expression, said, "That may be true in some cases. But if someone has received thousands of silver taels for something they have done, they may not need to repay. However, if they have received assistance for no reason, even the slightest bit cannot be left unsettled, let alone the fact that I owe you so much money." With that, he walked away directly. Mr. Li Zhuming woke up feeling puzzled and perplexed. Not long after, someone from the household reported to Li Zhuming, saying, "Last night, our donkey gave birth to a very healthy foal." Suddenly, Mr. Li Zhuming understood and speculated. Could it be that the foal is my fellow villager? A few days later, Mr. Li Zhuming returned home and saw the foal. He jokingly called out the fellow villager's name, and to his surprise, the foal came running to him as if it understood his words. From then on, Mr. Li Zhuming referred to the foal by the name of that fellow villager. One year, when Mr. Li Zhuming rode the little donkey to Qingzhou, the eunuch in the Prince Heng's mansion took a liking to the little donkey and wanted to buy it at a high price. Before the price could be negotiated, however, Mr. Li Zhuming had urgent matters at home and had to leave. Another year passed, and the little donkey was tied in the same manger as a stallion. Unfortunately, the stallion bit through the donkey's shin bone, and the injury couldn't be healed. Mr. Li Zhuming called for a veterinarian, who, upon seeing the donkey, said to Mr. Li Zhuming, "Please entrust the donkey to me. I will treat and nurse it morning and night. If by chance it can be cured in the future, I will sell it and split the proceeds with you." Mr. Li Zhuming agreed to his request. Several months later, the veterinarian healed the donkey and sold it for 1,800 coins. Subsequently, as per the agreement, the veterinarian returned half of the money to Mr. Li Zhuming. Mr. Li Zhuming suddenly realized that the amount of money exactly matched the price of the green beans he had given to his fellow villager. Alas! Debts from this world must be repaid even in the afterlife. Perhaps, this is the best advice for all mankind. The second story is titled, The Landlady. In Xiaqiao County, there was a man named Wang Bing. One day, as Wang Bing was leaving the village, he saw a beautiful woman emerging from the temple of the local deity. The woman was very attentive to him, and there was even a flirtatious exchange between them. Wang Bing was delighted and made some suggestive remarks to the woman, who surprisingly responded with apparent willingness. Since they couldn't get close right away, they agreed to meet again at night, and Wang Bing shared his whereabouts with the woman. At night, the beautiful woman indeed came, and the two of them indulged in pleasure. Wang Bing asked for the woman's name, but she insisted on not revealing it. From then on, the two continued to meet regularly. Sometimes, Wang Bing would be in bed with his wife, and the woman would also come and sleep with Wang Bing, yet his wife seemed oblivious to the presence of another person. Wang Bing, astonished, asked the woman for the reason behind this. She replied, "Because I am the landlady in the temple." Wang Bing was greatly shocked upon hearing this, fearing that the land deity would punish him for this. He wanted to sever ties with the woman quickly, but despite his efforts, he couldn't prevent her from coming to him. So it continued for half a year, with Wang Bing becoming weak and exhausted, bedridden all day, yet the visits from the beautiful woman grew even more frequent, to the extent that Wang Bing's wife could also see her presence. Soon after, Wang Bing indeed passed away, but the woman still persisted in visiting his home every day. Eventually, Wang Bing's wife couldn't bear it anymore and rebuked the woman, saying, "You shameless demon! He's already dead, what are you still doing here?" After this incident, the woman left and never returned. Although the land deity may be a minor deity, it is still a divine being. How could it allow its wife to elope with another? I believe it wouldn't be so foolish. I wonder what kind of creature that woman was, to make people still believe, even thousands of years later, that there was a vile and promiscuous deity in that village. It's truly unjust. In this tale, we encounter the intriguing figure of the landlady, affectionately known as the land grandma, who is believed to be the devoted spouse of the land deity. Together, they graciously receive offerings from the people. In Chinese folklore, the land deity is revered as the guardian of a specific territory or village, often regarded as a humble deity with a lower status in the celestial hierarchy. Nevertheless, Their role is immensely important as they are entrusted with the task of safeguarding the well-being of the villagers, ensuring their lives are harmonious and their crops plentiful. But the responsibilities of the land deity don't end there. They also hold the solemn duty of recording the souls of the departed in the local area and guiding them on their journey beyond. The tradition of honoring the land deity traces its origins back to the ancient times of the Qin and Han dynasties, rooted in the deep reverence for the land held by our ancestors. It wasn't until the Ming dynasty, however, that the practice of worshipping the land deity truly reached its zenith. During this golden age, it seemed that almost every village boasted its own modest temple dedicated to the land deity. Depicted as a venerable figure with a simple attire, kind eyes, and a flowing white beard, it's no wonder the villagers affectionately referred to the land deity as land grandfather or land master. Even in the present day, one can still stumble upon these sacred sites nestled under trees or along roadsides in many villages. Those who hold faith in the land deity continue to honor and pay their respects through regular rituals. Alright. That's all for today's ghostly tales. Repaying Debt as a Donkey and The Land Lady. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.